Welcome to Unchained here on Pahrump News. I'm your host, Deanna O'Donnell. I hope you had a wonderful Independence Day holiday. I know I did. And if you were out there seeing what was happening here in the town of Pahrump, you probably went to the Independence Day parade, or at least saw it streamed on Valley Communications' Facebook page, and also the Freedom Festival, which was our wonderful fireworks show. It was the 54th annual event. We are going to have the stars of that show here on our show. That is John and Eddie O'Brien, right after this break.
Sponsored by 1-2 Tree, handyman, yard cleanup, yard maintenance, and so much more. Give them a call at 775-253-8066. We will leave you with a smile. Express Diesel and Auto, certified mechanics that service all vehicles and diesels too. Light to heavy duty repairs. Family owned and operated, your hometown diesel specialist. Give us a call at 775-751-2020 or stop by 970 Pahrump Valley Boulevard, just south of the Highway 372 roundabout. That's 775-751-2020. Express Diesel and Auto, home of the 1-hour oil change.
And I'm here with my friends, the O'Briens. I'm John O'Brien and Eddie O'Brien. How you guys doing?
Well, doing great. It's
awesome.
Chance to get back on our feet.
Refreshed.
Yeah, I heard that you were not on your feet for a little while.
Yeah, I actually got airborne from it. Did a hard landing.
Oh, no. Please do tell.
You tell?
Yeah.
Indeed. You can't drive air brakes, so I'm just going to leave it.
Okay.
Back the trailer up too fast, slammed on the air.
We're going to have an interesting conversation.
Flat.
I had an incident too recently, so I think everybody's accident prone lately. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It just, maybe we're just too busy.
Yeah.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of stuff going on. Let's talk a little bit about the fireworks and the Freedom Festival. As you guys know, the O'Briens are, they work for Zambelli, and that's who does our Freedom Festival. And we just had that on the 4th of July. You guys were super busy. Tell me about the show.
Well, 54 years. 1972, the firefighters decided that they were going to produce and supervise the fireworks display for the town of Pahrump. The history started at that point at Pahrump Park, which at that point was nothing but a dirt parking lot. And the history goes on from there. And you've had a lot of very successful shows and a lot of big shows.
Yeah.
A lot of big shows.
The problem is that moving to this new venue, we can't shoot any of the large diameter shells. So it limited us, but I think we did great on our selection.
It was a great show.
The interesting part about that is like Pahrump Park back in the day. I'll say this is back when I had a picture. He shared a picture with us that he took with the family, and the original, my sisters were probably, I couldn't say how old we were, but it was a long time ago, and that we had shells that they were holding on to that were 12 and 16-inch shells that we used to shoot off and at Pahrump Park. But that was a long time ago, back when the population was a little different. You also had the housing and everything was a little different back in the day. So that's what we're looking at. Was a lot of things have changed over a period of time that were taken into consideration. Zambelli, insurance, a lot of stuff plays a role in our safety and the population that comes into play with the sites that we're dealing with. When we're thinking about the newer site, we're trying to test out and we're trying to see what we can do there.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part. And what we noticed is that what Jimmy and Jimmy Martinez being the building grounds manager and Courtney Kenny as his assistant, and Scott Lewis and everybody, we're noticing that we're trying to figure out what's safe for that area. And that's what Pahrump Park was. It was always a tradition to be able to shoot the shows there ever since I can remember that. And it's changed a lot, and it's changed in those ways. And that's what we're trying to figure out for the new sites and sites to come for the future.
And you guys lowered the how big the shows were at Pahrump Park because of those homes that moved around there. Would you go to a 10-inch or something?
We went from 16 and 12-inch shells down to 8 and 10s.
Yep.
And then we had to go down to 4, 5, and 6 and 3s. And then it got to a point where last year the home was within 300 feet of the fallout. And we were restricted. We'd already purchased 4-inch shells for the show. So we had to have fire department do a standby.
Yeah.
Because we had 3 homes that were within the fallout of our show. So insurance came in and said, that's it.
Yeah. Based off of site maps and what came into play with that. So the site maps dictated, we submitted those to John. John submitted those to the insurance. John Hagan submitted those to the insurance. And he said that, hey, you guys have to do this. Otherwise, we're going to have to cancel the show. And fire department said, okay, we'll make it happen. So everybody came together. We made that year happen, thankfully, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to do that.
And you're over at Ian Deutch Memorial Park across the street now. How was that for you guys?
Well, it gave us a chance to do something very special right at the very beginning of the show. We held a tribute to Ian Deutch and to my younger brother who passed away in November 2025. He was a very big part of the show, and Ian Deutch having the park named after it.
Yeah.
We thought it was very, very correct for us to go ahead and do a 21-gun salute and actually put up some shells in their memory.
Which was actually before the show even started, when the lights went out. That's what he's talking about.
And then Ski played a very special song during that. And so we held the salute to those Ian Deutch and to my younger brother. And that kind of started the show out with the symbolism. For 50 years now, I've been shooting fireworks shows. And at the very beginning of every show, or even during the show, we send up shells, which we call, it's Zambelli Express Mail. And what we do is we label these shells with prayers and thoughts and words from people that want to share a chance to talk to their loved ones. And a number of years back when COVID hit, we were shooting a show down in Laughlin, Nevada. And I had a gal come up. She was the niece of one of the tourism people. And she had lost both her mother and her father to COVID and never even had a chance to say goodbye to them. The hospital denied any access to them.
Yeah.
And so she never had a chance to say goodbye. So we dedicated the shell to both her mother and her father. She signed them, and we put them into the guns. And I told her exactly where it was going to be in the show and to look for her message to go up to Mom and Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a pretty moving moment. They continue this tradition down in Laughlin. We invite the public to submit prayers and messages.
Okay.
And they continue this process. But here in Pahrump, we always send up messages. And it's been a thing, as I said, for about 50 years now.
And that's what the 21-gun salute was this year.
There was a lot of people, different opinions about what they thought about Ian Deutch Park and that location. Are you able to shoot off bigger shells there, or?
That's to be determined.
A few 4-inch shells as a test with the fire chief.
Approval.
With his approval. We wanted to see what our height was going to be on the shells as well as what the spread was going to be.
Yeah.
So that for future we could go ahead and control where the shoot site actually had to be.
Yeah.
We've determined that the shoot site needs to go back roughly about 75 to 100 feet. And from that point, they're going to shoot the future shows from that point and then see, again, where the fallout, the debris ends up.
And that's based off of our fallout zone, too.
And I'm going to talk about the one thing that everybody says is, why aren't we using the launch site for the professional show?
You'll take just one.
First of all, would you like to be sitting explosives into a gun when somebody's shooting product at you? Okay, and then every time you're putting it into the gun, you're wondering if that is the sound that you want to hear when you're putting a shell down, thinking that it's coming back out. And it's really
it's very unpredictable.
Are you
when you're
talking about if there's other people there?
So
They would have to close it down for
with the launch site. It's just like when you're on the grounds on 4th of July, okay? And if you have things shooting off around you, you don't know if something from what somebody's going to buy from a store, if it's going to launch into your site accidentally.
Yeah, well, I think
and then it hits
to close it down for the public.
And that's the problem. So that's the biggest thing that we're looking at. So Launchpad's great. Obviously legal when you purchase it from the store legally, and you take the permit down to the launch site, all fine and dandy. Hey, we're here to celebrate a holiday. Great. But when we're setting up our show anywhere within 300 to 400 feet from there,
yeah,
I'd actually say a little bit farther from there, because I don't know what's going to fall that's hot, that's still active from the air onto our site, and I'm sitting there loading in. That's the problem that I have.
I think that you guys set up the show days before so people wouldn't be able to use it for days before, right? And
it'd have to be done not anywhere near a holiday.
Yeah.
That's the problem that we're having.
The thing that we look at is we don't want to rush something that has to be exact.
Exactly.
And we're sitting here doing double shells. Every shell we fired, every aerial shell we fired was 2 every cat. So those all have to be wired separately in order to get them to fire on that particular kill. And we're sitting there dropping those shells prior to. We don't know how long it's going to take. Sometimes we run into having to replace guns because we missed a gun that's bad.
Well, firing racks and stuff, essentially, yeah.
And then a lot of times we're sitting here trying to sort all the shells out. When we order the product out, we're ordering out, and it's coming in boxes. And then we have to put the product in where we chose it to be with the choreography of the music.
Yeah.
And that's a big issue. We've got to sit there and sort boxes that may have 120 shells in. And that shell that we want for that gun might be sitting in the bottom of that box.
So as far as the show was concerned, you had some new fireworks that were in there this year, right?
We did. And we had a chance to select as much as 6-8 months ago product that we wanted to see in the show and certain types of effects. We had a chance to see videos of those effects so that we had a chance to go ahead and see where we wanted to put them in the show. We had some powder shells that were very new. What they were is they're called pastel shells. Thank you. Pastel shells. And we had 300 of those,
3-inch shot pastel shells, which went in the queue. I apologize for interrupting you. So essentially, it was Paul Wilson and John Hagen with Zambelli. I spoke with them, like my dad was saying, months ago, and we're putting the show together, and numerous phone calls between us saying, "Hey, what can we do for the 250th? Being so special?" And John spoke to Paul, and he says, "Let's put something together." And I will say, yes, it was very expensive, but guess what? For the 250th and the town town of Pahrump putting forth what they put forward, and also with all the sponsorship, we didn't want to hold back on the expense because we knew it was going to be a special year. And guess what? We did exactly that. So
we had shells like thousands of chrysanthemums,
turbillions. Yeah, it was amazing.
Spiders. We had
mine. Yeah,
we did both low level and upper level.
Correct.
And we timed every single one of the shots so that it was basically a photographic moment. We wanted to paint the sky this year and make it special so that if there was, use the ahs and the wows. We had a lot of wows. I mean, it couldn't wait to sit there and put all this product together. And we started it out with the Star Spangled Banner. And we didn't stop till the last shell went off. Yep. I think we wowed to it.
I hope so.
And then we had the U.S. Fish and Wildlife there for the burrowing owls, and they were super informative as far as the owls that were in that location, talking about they leave the area.
No, well, that
they
was
come back when things are clear. She talked about how they usually stay on the outskirts and they will watch, when something's going on. And it's common that they will fly away and they'll come back, and that they were pretty good. And so they're pretty good now. I think protecting the burrow was the most important part of that, which the town seemed to do a good job at doing.
That was brought to our attention a couple months before, and I was told about that. And then I said, you guys need to reach out to the town to ensure that they are aware of the situation.
Yeah.
And then that's actually where it kind of got more and more traction about that. I'm thinking, okay, well, obviously something's not being made aware of, so we need to kind of bring awareness to the situation. So that's when we started getting more and more involved in that.
Yeah, that's when we got on the ground.
Exactly.
And
we're like,
where are they?
Something's not going on. And that's when I spoke to Jimmy about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, we're aware of the situation where it's being handled. And then that's when we started talking and like, you know what, let's bring more awareness to the situation, because obviously the wildlife in that surrounding area is very important to us.
It was very important that she put that table out there and that she answered people's questions. And
I thought it was very cool.
I thought that was really a great partnership between them.
Did a great job of protecting it, and we have numerous sites all across.
Yeah.
We've got some that are just down Dandelion a little bit farther. We get some that are over off the prairie.
We got some in the gutter at Desert View. Actually, out in the drainage area.
And we actually have barn owls on our farm.
Yeah, we had a white owl and a brown.
We take really good care of them.
Yeah,
and it's a family that's been with us for years.
Oh, really?
And it's neat to walk out in the middle of the night and they'll screech at us.
Oh, really?
Either between the hawks and the owls.
Oh, wow.
And they take care of all the bugs on the outside, like in the air and stuff.
Wow, it's fantastic.
So it's your hawks take care of the rodents and the owls take care of rodents.
Yeah.
We've got this other bird that takes care of all the moths and stuff on the lights. And
kind of cool.
Those little sparrows, they're around the lights all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of funny because they're zipping in and out and taking care of all the bugs. And I'm happy.
It's exactly what they did with us 4th of July.
But, again, I was happy with how the crowd, for the most part, cooperated with the rules in the park. We did have a few people that were doing sparklers and their own fireworks and stuff. That is dangerous. I was trying to make sure that we kept that down to a low key, but that 250, they let it all loose. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we gotta say a big kudos to the first responders out there. I gotta tell you, they were running around like crazy again.
Yeah, they did 300 calls.
So obviously we're giving a shout out to all the first responders and stuff. So Nye County Sheriff's Office, Nye County Auxiliary, Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue. You guys were all awesome as far as that night goes, and obviously in general. But
I think we have BLM out there.
It wasn't BLM too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Everybody, all the jurisdictions, all the agencies were amazing because they ensured the safety. Obviously, we can't be everywhere at once, but ensuring the safety of the whole site in general and being on patrol. And obviously, after the show for Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue, helping us. Oh my gosh, that was such an amazing. We had so many
devices out there that you could put out.
That's so true. You guys did have that. And in case anybody doesn't know, John was with Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue, and Eddie, of course, with the Nye County Emergency Services. They both have firefighting experience, but the thing is that they came out, and some of those devices were.
I told my dad, so I was there. That was the thing, is I told him straight up, and he told me it was factual. He says, Eddie, we have so many cakes here.
We're beyond the bell curve.
And guess what ended up happening? He filled up a fit.
I've already told the fire department. They're on their way.
Yeah.
Let's get the equipment out of the way before we destroy it.
Even before that, we tried to prepare. We filled up a big tank in the back of the truck, and I said, Okay, cool. So we prepared for it. However, what ended up happening is he says, Eddie, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen after the show because I've been on a lot of these shows before with a lot of cakes. Low-level devices, obviously, is what we call them. You're going to have a fire show after this. And I said, give the people a fire show after the show? Great, right? Exactly what happened after the show, because those cakes, when they go off, could have been a lot worse with the cardboard if I left the cardboard on. But that's exactly what happened. And guess what ended up happening? He made the call, and I said, this is going to take us hours to put out. He says, I already made the call. Just make sure all the electrical equipment's out of the way. Yeah. And they're going to come in with the attack, and they're going to come in with the water truck. And I said, thank God, because that would have taken us hours.
We have what's called plate cakes. Yeah. What they do is they put a small layer of powder underneath each one of the devices, and they use that to ignite it. And it's a plate, and it travels in a little path underneath the cake. And those especially catch on fire. Yeah. You're literally igniting product. And
what we had was we had actually triple the amount of cakes that we normally have in the show, and that's what we intended for. We intended for to create a, like what my dad was saying, is paint a picture in the sky, and we wanted to put something memorable up for that show.
You guys feel protected like you are at Ian Deutch at the McCall Arena. You could normally stand a little bit underneath the bleachers, but you guys didn't have that protection this time.
I honestly didn't even notice a difference.
Oh, well.
Well, we had some debris coming down on the shooting.
Well, that was the thing, I didn't notice anything.
Coming back. And the Petrick part with the pine trees and the bleachers, we were protected on two sides, so any low breaks are contained within that by design. And being wide open out there, we were hoping that our product was going to hold.
But we didn't have to worry about pine trees, right?
I mean, pine trees on fire.
I actually really enjoyed this new site because it gave the people a chance to see what everything that is involved. So when you have everything that's being fired off, it gives you a chance to see that and then what's going on up there. Yeah, that's what I really liked about it versus like the trees and everything else that's being blocked off by all that stuff. Yeah, or the bleachers. The bleachers I only had, and within the Petrick Park Arena, I only had a 50 to 75 foot area in the corner for low-level devices. Here I had over 200 going across the front. It gave us that chance to show people exactly what was going on with the low levels as well as what was going on with the aerial.
That's true. A lot of people didn't get to see the low levels before.
Exactly. So now they had a chance to see that. It was open area.
Mm-hmm. On these shells that we ordered up, we wanted extra lift on all the shells. And that was provided that we could get 250 to 300 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
And so that was important. We wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance throughout the whole city to see this show, and they did.
Yeah.
We had comments from Mountain Falls. We had comments from Mount Charleston.
Mountain Falls. Whew, that's far. Like, wow.
Thoughts of the aerial show.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But again, they didn't get to see the low level, and everybody that was in the park got to see the full thing.
People were worried about the parking and things. And I think it went pretty smoothly. Auxiliary helped a lot with emptying out that area as well afterwards.
I think a lot of people just tried to avoid the whole situation in general. I don't know if they were upset about the fact that it was a new location. I mean, obviously, there you have situations where being something new, nobody likes change. So we're all adapted. We all adapted, I should say, to that new location. I couldn't tell people where to park or where not to park. I couldn't do that because everybody has their own perception of that, where they want to go for their situation. But ultimately, I think it was, it was interesting.
We'll have people showing up at Home Depot.
There you go.
So people, we're going to have to get used to the new location.
Yeah. All right. So I can't remember what year this Freedom Festival was. It 53rd? 54th. Okay. 54th. Are we doing the 55th?
We're gonna take a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a break.
50 years of doing fireworks.
It doesn't
But
it does
bit of break also.
doesn't mean we're done.
Health issues I got to take care of.
Okay. And then so we will see. Zambelli's still going to bid, but it might not be you guys.
I can't say it won't be us, but I will say we're going to take a little bit of a break on it, because what's going to end up happening is we'll see what the future holds, but we're going to take a bit of a break on it.
All right. Well, we will see what's in store for the 55th Freedom Festival. And I'm sure these O'Brien guys will be around, and we'll keep you posted on that. And thank you so much. Yeah, there you go. They can consult. John likes to do that, by the way. Okay. Thank you, guys.
So, outtake one. Here we go. So, we have all the sound all together and everything. So, here we go.
Axe exterminators. Give those pests the axe. Give them a call today for general pest control, rodents, termites, bed bugs, and so much more in Pahrump, Amargosa, Beatty, and surrounding areas. 775-990-2065.
All right. Thank you to the O'Briens and, of course, Zambelli Fireworks, the town of Pahrump, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, Nye County Sheriff's Office, Nye County Auxiliary, BLM, and everyone who helped out with that wonderful Freedom Festival. We appreciate it so much, and we'll keep you posted on what's happening next year. Right now, we're going to go to your Save a Pet with the Nye County Animal Shelter.
Sponsored by Want to Tree, handyman, yard cleanup, yard maintenance, and so much more. Give them a call at 775-253-8066. We will leave you with a smile.
Hi, my name is Christy Sigmund, and I'm here at the Nye County Animal Shelter with Dutton. Dutton is about 2 years old. He is a sweet boy, as you can see. He thinks he's a lap dog. He is good with other dogs. He is a really good walker, and he is just oh so sweet. So if you think that you have a home that can give Dutton his forever place, oh goodness, so he does need some manners, some training. But if you have that home that you think that you can give to Dutton as his forever, please come and visit him at the Nye County Animal Shelter, 1580 East Seary Lane. Give us a call at 775-751-7020 or visit 24petconnect.com for all of our adoptable kiddos. We are participating in the Bissell Empty the Shelter event. This goes until the end of this month, and we continue, we continue with the fun all the way into August with the NBC Clear the Shelter event. Buddy. Hi, thank you. So all of our adoption fees are $20. All of our adoption fees are going to be $20 through the end of August, so come down and see us today. My goodness. My goodness.
He just didn't want you to talk.
No talking, huh?
No talking, just petting.
No talking.
Express Diesel and Auto, certified mechanics that service all vehicles and diesels too. Light to heavy duty repairs. Family owned and operated, your hometown diesel specialist. Give us a call at 775-751-2020 or stop by 970 Pahrump Valley Boulevard, just south of the Highway 372 roundabout. That's 775-751-2020. Express Diesel and Auto, home of the 1 hour oil change.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of Unchained here on Pahrump News. I'm your host, Deanna O'Donnell. Good night.